Hi, good evening everyone. I don't usually do videos, but this is a very serious topic. This is my daughter Teraya. She's now 22 years old. She went on holiday for a week with her friend to Jamaica back in October 2024. So this is the girls. This is Genevieve, Teraya's friend. They've been friends for about 8 years. She asked Teraya if she wanted to go to Jamaica for a week because her boyfriend was out there. I tried to encourage her not to go, because she'd never been on holiday by herself. But she was turning 21, so there's only so much she's going to listen to her mum about. So on the 13th of October, they went to Jamaica. I tried to encourage Teraya to get her own accommodation because she didn't know these boys from nowhere. This was Genevieve's boyfriend of 2 years. She'd been dating this boy, supposedly from Milton Keynes, for 2 years. She was told his name was Tony. Now again, I told my daughter to get her own accommodation, but she wouldn't listen. This is supposed to be Tony. But his name's not Tony. His name is Uriah Gordon. And this is his Jamaican cousin, LeJean, we think. So again, this is Uriah Gordon, or should we say Tony, as the girls knew him as. Now Jenny was seeing this boy for 2 years. Imagine, 2 years. So Uriah paid for Jenny's ticket because obviously she thought it was a boyfriend. And I paid for Teraya's ticket because she was turning 21. So this is where it all began. They went to Jamaica, 13th of October. The boys picked them up from the airport and took them to St. Mary, where they had this prestigious Airbnb. I'm talking jacuzzi, swimming pool, everything. I'm still trying to tell my daughter, get your own Airbnb. She's like, Mum, it's fine. And obviously because, the artist TJ, he was doing a music video next door, the guy that does Drift. So she's not going to listen to her mum, is she? But I still tried to encourage it, but she did her own thing. So, obviously the next day they're settling in. The boys have taken them everywhere. Duns River, YS Falls, everywhere. Rafting, where you get the rub down and everything. They did everything, took them everywhere. Fancy meals, everything you can think of. But they had an agenda. So let's fast forward to the last day. Bearing in mind they went for 1 week. Before my daughter went to Jamaica, I spoke to her clearly and I told her, do not be carrying nothing from Jamaica. Don't even think about it. Anyway, Jenny's boyfriend, 2 years. He's saying to her, oh, will you bring these trainers back for my cousin? So Teraya said no, but they pulled on her heartstrings. So obviously she agreed in the end. So Jenny had 5 pairs and Teraya had 3 pairs. So this is where the nightmare began. The boys dropped the girls to the airport. They've gone into the airport. They've not gone from no security, no sniffer dogs. All they've done is gone into the TUI line. So they got pulled out of the line after not being through no security, no sniffer dogs. Remember what I just said to you. And they've asked for the passports. So obviously they're a bit shocked what's going on here. The officers have opened up the suitcases and then pulled out the probe, picked up a pair of shoes and obviously swabbed it. And it's come back positive for what? You know what? I don't need to say it on here and get banned. Anyway, the girls were taken into custody. They were held at the Cambridge police station in St. James, Montego Bay. Then at about 11:30 that night, I got a phone call for the British Embassy. I thought I was going to die. Anyway, I flew out there about 4 days later. And it took me 19 days to get my daughter out of jail. She was in jail for 19 days. The conditions of the jail were horrendous, as you can imagine. Concrete floor, full of women in the same predicament. While they were in jail, I provided food, water, pads, anything that I was allowed to send in. On the 8th of November, Teraya was released. So I bailed her out. The only reason she got out was because my father is Jamaican. So now the girls are on bail. The first court hearing was, I think it was the 18th of December. In total, these girls went to court 11 times. This is how long this was prolonged. It was just a long, unnecessary experience. Sometimes my daughter's lawyer didn't turn up, many times. Sometimes Jenny's lawyer didn't turn up. Jenny didn't turn up one time. So it was just long. So the girls have been in Jamaica for a total of 16 months. Bearing in mind they had the serious hurricane. While my daughter's obviously been out there, she's met a boy. She's been there for 16 months. Sometimes there's no electric, no current, maybe nothing to do. She met a boy and she got pregnant. So obviously this is not the right timing at all. It's not the right time to be having a baby. Not in these conditions and there's a serious court case going on, but So fast forward, October 2025. My daughter's in slow labour. In the hospital. But the hospital is about to be destroyed by this serious hurricane. So she's sent back in the slow labour. So she said she survived the hurricane. the eye of the storm. She's got the footage and everything. Then 3 days later, she gives birth to her baby, beautiful baby, in a taxi. No pain relief, no nothing. So a beautiful, healthy baby girl. My daughter's healthy. Everything's fine. They've had to go back to Black River, that the worst place hit with a hurricane, with one of them. No electricity, no water. There's still no electricity to this day. So let's fast forward now. January 2026. I'm feeling a bit positive. They've gone into court. They got found guilty. As a family, we're absolutely devastated. You can't imagine how I feel as a mother. And these girls was not represented properly at all. We've got so much evidence that was not presented in court. I mean, where's the proceeds of crime? Where's the phone records? Where's the bank statements? And also, someone used my daughter's phone while she was in custody and rang a British number. So to me, that sounds like they were the scapegoats while the real shipment went through. Corruption at its finest. So the next court hearing is early March for sentencing. We've been advised that these girls are looking a minimum of 6 years. A minimum of 6 years for something they've not done. 6 years. So obviously I want to provide a barrister from England to take over to Jamaica, because we need to appeal with all the evidence that we've got. So the girls were not represented properly in court. They did not get a fair trial. There was no jury. So I've got a barrister at this side that has looked at the evidence, and she can see, and she's ready to come over and do the appeal. This is clearly some kind of setup, and it's clearly something that happens often with young girls. As a mother, I want to get this out there to show women that you've got to really talk to your daughters. I'm talking seriously, not just on a small level, on a deep level, because this sounds like some new romance scam. I cannot sit back and watch my daughter go to jail for something she's not done. This has been the hardest 16 months of my life already. And bearing in mind, now she's got a baby. The barrister has to come over to clear my daughter's name, clear both the girls' names. This is a setup. So we're doing this fundraiser because we need to obviously provide legal assistance in Jamaica, because we can't rely on the lawyers that these girls have had. They've taken the money and not done a good job. And now they're looking 6 years. This can't happen. I cannot sit back and watch this happen. My middle daughter has not seen her sister in 16 months. I can't. It's been so much heartache, so much pain. I refuse to allow this to happen. I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm going to fight. I cannot sit back and allow my daughter to go to jail for something she's not done. My heart can't take it. The pain that I've been through, I can't explain it, guys. But what I need you to do is, I need this to go viral. I need to share. You need to share. We need to get it to media. I just need your help. Like, comment, repost, boost, everything we can do to get traction on this. We need people to see this, because this can't happen to another girl. There's other girls reaching out to me in my DMs that are saying the same thing happened to them. They didn't go through no security. The same thing. We have to stop this from happening to our daughters. We have to stop these boys from taking advantage of our daughters. And to these horrible little boys that are grooming these girls, destroying families, I'm telling you now, you think there's no God, he's coming for you.
What? I really want to be coming on here and doing this video. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very embarrassed and traumatized even, but anyways, so I'm gonna be explaining to you guys the last 16 months for me and the whole situation, and just set things straight, as there's always 3 sides to every story. Firstly, I want to start off with my association to Uriah. Uriah was never my boyfriend. When we first met, he introduced himself as Tony to me, and we was just on and off speaking for 2 years. It was nothing serious. We was not in a relationship. So fast forward to August 2024, me and Uriah start speaking again, and he tells me that he's going on holiday to Jamaica and he wants me to come. So obviously when he's asked me, I've said no, like I wasn't really interested in going. So we're still speaking, everything's fine. And then he ends up coming to Jamaica as he said he would. And he asked me again. And I said to him, I'm not going to lie, I don't really feel comfortable flying to Jamaica by myself. You're already there and you expect me to solo travel there by myself. Then that's when he said to me, oh, it's not deep to solo travel. I would say come with a friend. I'm going to be very open and frank about the situation. From the start, my mum did not want me to go, and this is literally a lesson to young girls, because when this happened, I was 21. Listen to your mum. Like, listen to your mum. I'm in this situation from not listening to my mum and from being naive and not thinking, like... So I'm going to start off with Taraya. Me and Taraya have been friends for 8 years. We've known each other for a long time. We used to live on the same street, like, and our parents both knew each other. So around September, me and Taraya are speaking on the phone, and she's telling me about her holiday in Jamaica, because she had just came back from Jamaica, and just telling me how much of a great time she had with her family and everything. So as she's telling me this, I'm like to her, oh, do you know what's so mad? Like, the guy I'm speaking to wants to fly me out. Like, he wants to fly me out to Jamaica, but I don't know, like, I don't know if I'm gonna go. Then that's when she was like, oh, if you end up going, let me know, because I'll come with you, and yeah, it'll be good, blah blah blah. So after she's told me that she wants to come with me, she's asked her mum. Her mum's been completely fine with it. Her mum paid for a ticket, and her mum was constantly reassuring us and saying that, yeah, we'll have a good time, and how we're young and we need to live life and whatever. So my mum still wasn't okay with the situation. So she's then called Taraya's mum and asked Taraya's mum about the situation, and Taraya's mum's told her, oh yeah, they're going to Jamaica and they're going to be staying with my family, they're going to be fine. Just reassuring my mum and letting my mum know that, like, they're going to be okay. However, the reassurance from Taraya's mum was a lie to my mum, and obviously at the end of the day, it should have been me who was the one to tell my mum the full details of the trip, but I knew she wasn't going to agree to it. That's why I didn't tell her. But I never got Taraya's mum to lie. She just lied on her own, and yeah. So fast forward October 13th 2024, me and Taraya arrive in Jamaica, and Tony and LeJohn pick us up from the airport, and we make our way to St. Mary's, because that's where we were staying, in an Airbnb. So during the week, me and Taraya had a good holiday. Like, he paid for everything. We was taken out. We really enjoyed ourselves. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like it wasn't a good holiday. It was. The night before me and Taraya are supposed to fly out, Tony's come to me and asked me if I've spoken to Taraya. And I've been like, spoken to Taraya about what? And he was like, he asked her if we could take some shoes back for his cousin LeJohn. So I said, no, I haven't spoken to her, but I'll speak to her. Then when I spoken to Taraya, Taraya's now told me that, yeah, he asked her and he said it would be like 2 pairs of shoes. And I've been like, okay, didn't really think anything of it until the next morning. So yeah, he's asked us to bring the shoes, and we've asked him, like, who are these shoes for? And then that's when he came to us and said, like, yeah, his cousin is basically embarrassed to ask, but it's for his brother who's recently just moved to England, and obviously he doesn't have money like that, so he can't just ship them, and shipping's expensive. And basically just, we felt bad. Like, the way he came up to us, we just felt bad about the situation. And after him paying for everything for us on the holiday and us having a good time, we felt like that was the least we could do. Like, we just felt bad. Before me and Taraya packed anything in our suitcases, Taraya called her mum and told her mum about the situation. She asked her mum, and her mum was completely fine with it. She just told us, oh, make sure you check the shoes. And we checked the shoes while we're on the phone to wash. We was even on FaceTime to wash, showing her the shoes, and she was completely fine with it. So obviously Tony and Taraya must have agreed on Tony's friend picking up the shoes from Taraya's house. So during all this, I'm very hesitant about like taking the shoes, but it's not because I think that there's something in the shoes, or there could be something in the shoes. It's because I didn't want my suitcase being overweight, and I had more shoes in my suitcase than Taraya due to the fact that I had more luggage space. Taraya only had one suitcase. I had 2 suitcases. The shoes look completely normal. Like, from looking at the shoes, you wouldn't have been able to tell that there was anything in the shoes, and it was mostly sliders. So obviously when I checked the shoes, you're not going to think that there's something in sliders. Like, they look completely normal. There's nothing wrong with the stitching. The shoes were just fine. So Tony and his cousin LeJohn drop us off at the airport. We say our goodbyes to them, and as we enter the airport, before we made it through check-in, officers have asked us to hand our passports and asked to go through our suitcases. So they're going through our suitcases. They ask us about the shoes. They must have asked us why the shoes heavy, and we didn't really think anything of it because it was mostly like designer sliders. And next thing you know, they've pricked the bottom of the slider and they found out there was, you know what, in the shoes. After they told me what was inside them shoes, like, I literally screamed. Like, I was in... Long story short, me and Taraya are both victims in this situation. We genuinely didn't know about drugs being inside the shoes, but there's holes in her mum's story, and her mum did know about the shoes.
Seeing all your support, and I'm so grateful for all those that are supporting us, and they've got the empathy in their heart to understand what it's like to be a mother. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. I know what the internet is like, but I brought this to the internet to raise awareness for what's going on. My inbox is full of young girls that are currently in this situation or that have been in this situation. I've also got older ladies that are crying out to me that this happened to them years ago. We don't need opposition at this time. We need to come together as mothers. We need to support one another in our community. We don't need to be going against each other. We need to be understanding that women are going through this, and they've been through this for years. This keeps happening to our women. I'm aware that my daughter has made some serious mistakes, and I'm aware that she was very selfish, because guess what? I'm feeling it. I'm the one that's had to pick up the pieces, and let me tell you something. I told my daughter that I am so upset with her. I told her that she's been selfish, but I'm not going to leave her. I'm going to make her understand that this is what you do and don't do. When I first got the call from the British Embassy, the first thing I wanted to do was disown my child, because I'd spoken to her. And for the first few days, I was very, very angry. I was so angry, I said, I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you. I talked to you. I spoke to you. I warned you. I am not helping you. But as a mother, I've got empathy in my heart. And I've made mistakes. And I understand that sometimes people need a bit of mercy. And at that time, it wasn't for me to leave my daughter in that situation. It was for me to be understanding. As I said in the last video, my father's Jamaican. So we're all very aware of the saying, those that can't hear must feel. Trust me, she's feeling it. Trust me, we're all feeling it. So I understand that you keep saying that in the comments. She's feeling it. I'm feeling it. We're all feeling it. But what do we do after this? We're supposed to come together and help each other as a community. We're not supposed to be divisive. We're not supposed to be getting at each other. We're supposed to come together and understand that mothers sometimes go through things and daughters make mistakes. There's definitely more to this story, but this is an ongoing court case, so I can't bring everything to the internet yet. There's definitely more to this story, but guess what? Part 2.
It's my mum's family, like, that was helping to bail us out, so I don't know what you're on about there. But if it wasn't for my mum, then Genevieve wouldn't have got bail as well, because in court Donovan wasn't there to represent us, so my lawyer was there, and he was only going to get bail for me, but my mum said for the both of us in court, and even Genevieve saw her. So when you get to speak to Genevieve, you will know. But yeah, it's a horrible situation, but it's happened now, so we just got to get through it all together. But like you said, you want to part ways, that's up to you, okay, but I don't think Genevieve's going to be happy about that. But yeah, God bless. I don't know where you got it from that it wasn't my family that's going to bail us out and we're going to be staying with family, because that's what it is, my family that I'm staying with. So I don't know where you got that from, that we're not family. But and they were willing to bail Genevieve out, but I understand that you didn't want that to happen. So, but with you making that decision, your daughter is suffering now, still in that horrible jail cell. So yeah, I hope that she's getting, the ladies that are in there are helping her to get through it, but she was distraught when she heard that she was not getting out and I was.
Tereya, please, for the name of God, I told your mom that I don't want her to bail Genevieve. If your mom didn't go and put her name to bail Genevieve, this thing was not gonna happen. Genevieve was gonna be out today. She should have gone and do your bail and leave Genevieve. She's the one who created all this mess. And I told you, you are avoiding the old message I told you. I don't trust you and your mom. I do not trust you too, because you lied to me from the first day. So please, you don't need to tell me all this about Genevieve and talk about Donovan like that. Donovan was not in court, but Donovan is the one who asked that solicitor to represent you that day. Did your mom tell you that you didn't have a solicitor? Did she tell you that? Donovan is the one who told his friend, and he didn't abandon Jenny in court. He made sure. Donovan told me from Monday, before your mom go and your mom reached there, she didn't know even if you have a solicitor, because apparently your dad took a solicitor for you. He didn't pay. Donovan told me already that he was gonna bail my child out. He went, I saw my child before your mom saw you, because he went all the way there to call me, video call. So you have no right to say that Genevieve is gonna be happy or not. Who are you? Concentrate on you and your mom. Concentrate on your case. Genevieve will concentrate on her case. You understand? She was destroyed because you put her in that situation. If you
Fatim, I did not put your daughter in that situation. We went over there because of Genevieve, because of the boy that she was talking to. I didn't know them. She knew them. So please don't say I put your daughter in that situation, because I did not. I went there as Genevieve's wing woman. So don't make it.
Genevieve will tell you.
Yeah, Genevieve will tell you. Do not make out that it was my fault. Thank you very much.
And the water that I brought for your daughters just ran out today, love, about you don't trust me and my daughter. I cannot believe I'm hearing this.
I don't need your mom family and you to bail my child. I had somebody to bail my child. All the paperwork was ready. Your mom went without of my consent and bail my child. She should bail you and let the person coming at whatever, he came at 11, he should still bail Jenny out. So don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me that Jenny is upset. Jenny is like this, is like this. You put Jenny in this problem because you lied to me. You shouldn't have lied. You and your mom said that Jenny is going to your family place when you left England. That's what I'm talking about. It's because you and your mom lied to me. The 2 days before you took your flight, I called your mom. Your mom said that you guys are going to a family. She didn't tell me that you were going to Airbnb to meet boys. Me, the family I'm coming from, my child don't go and meet stranger men like that. I will never let that happen. Because you don't know people and you let your child and somebody else's child to go and see that man. If you didn't know them, but your mom lied to me. When I called her, she said to me that you are going to see her family. When I told her where the girls are going, she said the girl will be safe. They are going to my family. Don't worry. Your mom lied to me. Even if you were going to meet Genevieve friends, but you knew that you were lying, because I was never going to accept for her to go and meet strangers. About the water, who finished? I pay your half of the walking ticket. I gave you £425. How much is water? I'll put money in your bank account to pay that 50 pounds. It won't even reach 50 pounds. I pay your ticket. What that you did for me there? I found my own solicitor. You didn't do anything. I pay half of your ticket. So shut.
Alright, so I've actually really underestimated how long this story time is going to take. Yeah, I've tried to record it several times. It's going to be too long to just do it on one go. So I'm going to have to do like a part 1, part 2, a mini series of how I got fucking locked up in Jamaica by my stepdad. Yeah, but let me just tell you how the beginning of it went. Right.
So let me get to it. So basically, when I was 19 years old, me and my friend both decided to go to Jamaica because my stepdad at the time was like, oh, do you want to go on holiday? And we was like, of course, like we're 19, yeah, let's go have a hot girl summer. So we went to Jamaica, okay? My stepdad had arranged for us to stay in like this 5-star all-inclusive hotel and everything like that. It was so nice, yeah? So just imagine, we didn't need any money, 19, just living our best life, okay? So it was in this hotel for a week. Then after that week of being in the hotel, yeah, literally, shit went left like so quickly, okay? Because his my stepdad's uncle then came and collected us from this 5-star hotel, right? And basically moved us somewhere else. And he moved us to like some next house in the middle of nowhere, like Black River or something like that. It's called in Jamaica, yeah? And it was just dark and scary. Anyways, after that, they moved us to a guest house, yeah? Like, I tell you this for free, we were the only guest in the whole of the guest house, right? But by the time we were moving to the guest house now, we had run out of money. We had no money. We didn't even have our passports. All right, guys, okay, I'm not gonna keep you waiting too long. So like I said, we didn't even have our passports, okay? So basically, I said uncle, but it's his cousin actually took our passports, okay? So we had our passports, we didn't have any cash or money on with us, so we had to rely on them for like literally everything, like for food, you know, like otherwise we were just stuck in this guest house. We was in this guest house probably 24/7 most of the day. They'll come and get us like for a few hours in the day, take us to grab some food at the local like Jamaican bar or something, and then come back. Right, so anyways, when we left, the day of leaving the guest house, okay, like the first time leaving the guest house, right, we could have just went home, okay? With the God of grace, the God of mercy, I know somebody, a guardian angel, tried to protect me and told me, Ash, get your ass home, yeah? So we could have went home on this day, right? But because the move wasn't gonna happen, yeah, we wasn't gonna get any money, so we was just like, no, we'll stay, yeah? So we ended up staying, yeah? Like I said, we should have left. So yeah, we ended up staying an extra few days, all right, in this guest house, whatever. I don't want to go into too much detail about what happened over the next couple of days, but over the next couple of days, it was really quite turmoil and quite turbulent. Something really, really bad happened to myself. I don't really wish to disclose and talk about, but something really bad happened to me. It changed my world differently that day. Right, so we're trapped now. I'm feeling like in despair at this moment, you know. I'm feeling quite scared, quite anxious, okay? And the day that we have to leave, they've come to collect us from the guest house, okay? When they have come to collect us from the guest house, okay, it's like early in the morning, and it's two guys that we've never seen before that's come to collect us as well, yeah? So the cousin's not there, neither is the cousin's friend. So it's these two random guys, they come and collect us in a car. When we get in the car, I've looked at the back of the car, yeah, and I've seen our suitcases in the back, because we didn't have our suitcases the night before, innit, yeah? And that's not how the plan was supposed to go anyway. Anyways, didn't have our suitcases, so I don't know what's in my suitcase, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, we've gone to the airport now. They've dropped us to the airport. I swear on my life, yeah, the amount of scenarios that are going on in my head, like, oh my days, should I just leave my suitcase somewhere? Should I change the take the tag, or should I change the tag? Should I just leave it in the toilet and get on the plane? Like, so many things were telling me, do not check in this bag. So many things were telling me, don't do it, but I did it anyways. So we've gone to check in our bags now. Oh yeah, before I missed out a crucial part. So before we've even like got onto the plane and left the friends, yeah, they've given us a phone, right? They've given us a phone to call, and to call them when we go onto the plane. So basically the message was, oh, when you go on the plane, call us, okay? So right, so we've like, you know, boarded the plane now. We've even, remember boarding the plane, we're even seeing people that we saw at our 5-star hotel that we were just like chilling with, vibes and with, if you get it, like we're like, oh hey, do you know what I'm saying, like getting all geeked and stuff like that. We've gone onto the plane, so we've boarded the plane now on our Virgin first class flight. We're sitting down. I'm like gone down to pick up the magazine. I'm flicking through thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that, you know, get litty on the plane and everything, yeah. And then my friend goes to me, oh, Amy meant to call the guy. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, because I completely forgot. As soon as she calls him, yeah, literally, not even 10 seconds have gone past. Not even 10 seconds, maybe 12, not even 10, like literally. 10 seconds have passed, yeah, and I see the stewardess coming towards us, and she's like, oh, excuse me, can you come with us, please? I'm just like, okay, so like literally we've now been escorted off the plane. Everyone's looking at us, even the people that were in our hotel, that we were like in our 5-star hotel, like everyone's looking at us at this point. It was like the walk of shame. All that aside, let's get it. So we got escorted off the plane, the walk of freaking shame, okay? So as we've come off the plane now, we've gone back to like the main part where your bags are going through, and there was like this table there, and there was like some people in like uniform standing behind, and my suitcase, my carry-on suitcase, was on the table, and my friend's carry-on suitcase was next to mine. Yeah, all right. So they were like, "Oh, can you open your cases, please?" And I'm just like my heart is palpitating at this time. So I'm like, okay, like, and then I'm like, hang on a minute, like I think it's calm in it. So I've opened the suitcase, yeah, and there's nothing in there, innit? Like, it's just my stuff, innit? Like, whatever. Anyways, now, they've then escorted us to some little room further down in the airport, okay? So now we've had to walk back through all the passengers and stuff like that and go into this room, okay? Once we are in this room, yeah, this black officer guy comes in, right? Like, he was just horrible and he was rude, he was just horrible. He was just like, oh, look what we have here. He was like really cocky and things like that. I'm sitting there like, to myself, like literally shitting myself. Then our suitcases are in front. He brings our suitcases in here, walls our suitcases in here. I got that big massive suitcase, brings it in. He's like, oh, can you open the suitcase? I'm like, I don't have the key, yeah? Like, he's like, if you don't have the key, we can force our way into it, we can open it, innit, yeah? So I'm just like, that's what you're gonna have to do, because I don't have the key, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just sitting there, I'm looking at my friend, and I'm just like, what the actual, she's like basically singing from the same hymn sheet, like, I don't have the key, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I can't open it. All right, so now they bust the case in it, yeah? They've bust the case open. I swear to God, I was so shook when I saw what was in my case, okay? Flipped open the case. None of my belongings are in my suitcase. None of my personal items are in my suitcase. I don't have no souvenirs, no clothes, nothing, yeah? All there is in my suitcase at this point, yeah, is brick, palm brick, palm brick, palm brick of in ganja, like blocks. Like, I've never seen it in my life, like blocks, yeah? And like the guy's just like picking up one after another and taking out the bag and counting it, yeah? And I'm just like, and then he's just basically being like, I can't even remember for word what he said, but he was just being rude, like making me feel really uncomfortable, like he was being so cocky, like, oh, these British gal come, some Jamaican guy in it, yeah? But yeah, and then all of a sudden, a white guy from like the British embassy comes in and starts asking us questions. I'm not gonna get too long into like, I don't remember all the questions that were asked, but after that, they escorted us to Montego Bay Jailhouse, okay? Montego Bay Jailhouse. So let's get into part 5, okay? So we got sent to Montego Bay Jailhouse, which is called Freeport. So we got sent here, yeah, okay, straight from the airport. When we got there, it was literally just like a desk. When we got in the building, there was like a desk, and there was a guy sitting behind the desk in like a green suit, whatever. Anyways, he takes our luggage, the 2 hold suitcases that we had with us. We was allowed to take those, so we had our hold luggage. Luckily it still had like some of our clothes in it and stuff like that, personal items. And then he checks us in and stuff, because we had to check our bags in. We weren't allowed to take our bags, took our shoelaces out of our shoes, we weren't allowed to have any like rope or anything on us. And then puts us in a cell, okay? A cell life. When we went through to the cell part, it was like a dungeon. It was just dark. There was no lights. It was literally dark. There was like cells on each side, and it was like this dark corridor, and like people just making up bare noise. And like, I swear to God, as soon as you put me in the cell, yeah, there was like a little slit window at the top, right, with grills on it, and there was a concrete slab bed on one side and another concrete slab on the other, and in the back of the cell in the corner was like a square concrete pit, like to go toilet in. Listen, I went in there and I was sitting on the concrete bed. There was other people in the cell already, like other women in the cell already. I just started breaking down crying instantly, breaking down crying, because I'm just like, what the f*** done, how the f*** I ended up in here. Anyways, we're there now. There were some British people in there as well, funny enough, and they were just talking to us and trying to reassure us and stuff like that. There were some British people in the cell opposite us as well. Anyways, I managed, basically they were trying to say to us how that, oh, there's a nice officer that you can kind of beg a phone call from, stuff like that. So we wanted to make a phone call home, okay? Bearing in mind, my mum does not know I'm in Jamaica. My mum still thinks I'm in Spain. My mum still thinks I'm in Spain, having some girls' holiday, living my best life and stuff like that. Little does she know, her daughter is incarcerated in a Jamaican jail cell right now, right? So we're in this jail cell, and then the guy's like, you can make a phone call, okay? But the only number that my mum has is mobile number. We don't have a landline at home, okay? And the only landline that I knew was my auntie's number, so I had to call my auntie, yeah? Imagine calling my auntie. I'm already the black sheep of the family as it is, so having to call my auntie and literally crying on the phone, telling her the situation, for her having to then relay this information to my mum. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to God, it was hell. anyways, we was in Montego Bay Freeport jail for approximately, I think, 5.5 weeks or something like that. And that was all due to because we had to wait for our court date, okay? We had to wait for our court date and our court appearance to get sentenced, okay? But before we was gonna go to the court and get sentenced, we needed to have lawyers, okay? Right, so my friend who came with me, she's a single child. Her parents are quite well off compared to my mum being a single parent of 3, okay? So it was much easier for her parents to get the money for her to have a lawyer, okay? In my case, it was a bit more difficult. So what happened was my mom had to send the money for a lawyer to my sister's dad. RIP, bless her soul. My sister who's passed away, her dad was Jamaican. She sent the money, my mom sent the money to him to pay for a solicitor for me, okay? So, lo and behold, what happened next? So we're supposed to be going to court. We're supposed to have a lawyer to represent us, okay? And basically, the day of sentencing, we went to go to court to go to trial and stuff like that. My solicitor doesn't turn up, okay? Basically, what had happened, I'm laughing about it now, but at the time, it was completely devastating. My sister's dad, at the time, the Jamaican guy, he had stolen the money. He stole the money. So imagine, like, and this is someone that who'd known me from when I was little as well, you get it? So now I've been fucked over by 2 men in my life who I thought looked at me like their daughter, right? Okay, so that happened. So therefore I couldn't get sentenced, and that's what delayed me being in jail for longer, in the Freeport jailhouse for longer, because I didn't have a solicitor in time. So we ended up having to stay because we had to keep delaying trial. In this time as well, being in the jailhouse, I'm not gonna lie, I made some friends. Some of the man them in there, like some of them were like gunman and drug man and stuff like that, but they were really nice. They looked after us, you know, like they'll give us road money, they'll write to us, they'll sing to us and things like that. So they made us feel comfortable and it was a vibe. But in the same breath, there were guys there that were like sex offenders and things like that, murderers and rapists, and you just literally had to just be very, very mindful and scared of them ones. But there were nice people in there as well. There was also like a girl in there that she wouldn't sleep at nighttime. She would only sleep in the daytime because at nighttime she thought Duppy was gonna run her. So yeah, at nighttime it was really hard to sleep in jail because you couldn't really sleep because everyone was just awake, like, because in Jamaica are very superstitious and everyone just thought Duppy was running them at nighttime. So they'll sleep in the day and stay awake all night. They call it bleaching, or bleach all night. And then when we finally did get the money, my mum and my sister and some of my friends were sending money to my mum's to get me a solicitor. We finally got to go to court again. When this is like probably about our 5th time going to court, and I remember because we had to keep going into this like it's like a Serco van, like they put you in this individual, like it's a van but you put you into individual holding cell. You sit in there to go to court, and then you come out at court and you're in this big massive holding cell with other people as well, and then you go into court, and then yeah, that's next. Let's get back into it, okay? So we get to the court, okay? So finally the money's been there to pay for the lawyer. And what's right, so the sun is really sunning right now, but okay, so we was in the court because finally the lawyer's fees got to the lawyer and managed to pay the lawyer. So when we get into court now, it's a black woman who's the judge, okay? She's actually raised in England. I think she's like a British Jamaican judge. So her hearing our story of why we were there and hearing the incident that happened to us, even us giving information about who these people were and everything like that, and we could show her where they were so we could go home and they could get like the bigger people. Like, yeah, we was ready to snitch at this point because none of us were trying to be facing like jail time, do you know what I'm saying? So we was ready to be like, yeah, listen, like A, B, X, Y, Z, do you know what I'm saying? Like we were ready to spit it all. But Jamaican authorities, including the judge, didn't give a shit that, okay? The judge was more interested in making an example out of us, and that's exactly what she did, okay? So basically she gave me 3 18-month sentences, all right? The first one was 18 months for attempting to smuggle, 18 months for possession, and 18 months for something else. I cannot remember what it was for, okay? But it was 3 consecutive 18 months that I had to do, plus a 205 $3,000 US dollar fine that had to be paid as well. All right, like I ain't got that kind of money, okay? So as soon as I heard those 318 months, yeah, plus the fine, I completely like I collapsed. I cried and I just collapsed. I almost passed out fainting. I just collapsed and I was just crying. I was really hysterical, and that was basically it at the court. After you get sentenced, you get sent into one of those you get sent back downstairs into the holding cell, and like almost immediately you get transported into like one of those little Cerroc trucks. And then we was like basically immediately transported to Fort Augustus Adult Correctional Centre, okay? So the Cerroc bus took us all the way to, from Montego Bay, we went all the way to Kingston. It was a really long trip on the bus on the way there. And I remember looking out through the gaps and just seeing like the Jamaican roads and like the stores and seeing people and just thinking, wow, I'm not going to see this for a hot minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to see my mum again for a very long time, my sisters. Like, it was just getting all very so freaking real on that bus to the way to the Adult Correctional Centre, that's what they call it, to the female prison. There's only one female prison in Jamaica as well. So we get sent to Fort Augustus. When the bus finally stops and we get escorted to come off of it, we're faced in front of like some metal doors, and it looks like a fort, it looks like a castle, and that is when the freaking journey of prison, being locked up in Jamaica, starts. So I wasn't gonna do a part 7, but so many people keep being like, is there gonna be a part 7? I need to know what's gonna happen. So here we go. So yeah, like I said, we ended up at this place here, Fort Augustus Adult Correctional Centre. It's the only female prison in Jamaica as well. Literally, when we went through there, we had on our own clothes and everything like that. So we went through these like metal gates, yeah, and then there was like a little reception desk part, and it had like a little kind of gazebo kind of thing, a little office. We had to go inside this office. They took our names. They also took down any distinctive marks on us. At the time, I think I had my nose pierced, so they took my piercing, my mole, any distinctive marks. Oh, my hair, I think I had a weave-in at the time, a sewing. She was like, oh, is this your real hair? I was like, no. She made me cut it out. They cut my hair out. They cut my weave out of my head, yeah, so they just left me as a nappy head. Anyways, they done that. I don't know why I'm laughing, but the most traumatic thing that happened to me in there, which was just like, oh my god, it's actually happening. We had to squat and cough. So basically we was naked and we had to squat down and cough, basically to see if we had anything concealed in us and everything like that. That's what they make you do. Then after they've done that and you're naked, well, no, you're in your bra. Let me not go. But in our bra, they take down our panties, and then they give us the prison uniform. The prison uniform is looking ugly. It's literally a dress, yeah. They call it a Matty Diner or something like that. It's like a dress, yeah. But I don't know how to describe this dress. It's like a dress for like overweight people. You know, like Homer Simpson in the Simpson movies when he ate way too much, I think, donuts, and he had that big donut dress thing on. The dresses are similar to that, but they have like a plaid pattern or different pattern. I had a brown plaid one and a green one. But then the thing is with it, anyways, I'm going to, so let me reel it back because I was going too far into the story. But yeah, so we get given our prison uniform to wear, and then they basically, another prisoner, I think she's like a long timer, a lifer, she escorts us to the bottom end of the prison now. Okay, so now we're walking past these dormitories, we're walking past the land, like the land is just like gravel on the floor and stuff like that. There's a few little dead palm trees and things like that, and there's walls all the way around the prison. So there's just walls, you can't see over the walls. And we walk to the back, and then as we get to the end of the prison, we are given a bucket, yeah, like a bucket, like a 5-litre bucket, whatever you call them, buckets, whatever. And we're given a mattress, a piece of sponge. It was a piece of sponge, like a piece of foam sponge. It was brown, literally you can just like fold it in half. I don't know who laid on this sponge last, but yeah, we was given a piece of sponge, a bucket, toilet paper, and a soap bar. And also we had to pick up from the ground outside like a plastic bottle, like any plastic bottle you could find. And in this plastic bottle, yeah, the bigger the better really, but in this plastic bottle they'll put you 2 plastic bottles. They'll pour one bleach and the other one they'll give you washing liquid. Okay, that had to last you, because with the bleach and the washing liquid you had to wash your clothes with that and your bedding with that. All right, so we was given that as well. Once we was given our prison starter kit, right, we was then escorted to our dorm. Okay, dorm number 8 was like the first dorm when you go into the actual prison. Okay, and dorm number 8 was the dorm for new prisoners. Okay, so all the new prisoners go to dorm 8 first, and then they get allocated to different dorms over a week or over a period of time when the more new people come in, because there's not enough space. So then we have to get condensed into other cells. So anyways, we've gone to this dorm number 8. Okay, and I remember there is white people in there, there's a white woman in there, there's another white woman in there, and there was black women in there. But there was also elderly people in there. Like, you could be literally there's a lady in there that could be my great grandma or my grandma. Like, there were elderly people in this prison, yeah. And there was also in this welcome dormitory as well, they had lifers. So they had someone in there, I think they had like 2 or 3 prisoners in there that are there for life, yeah, and they're there for murder. So imagine, like, you're there for your little, you know, even though it's not little, but I'm there for like I'm there for drugs, but I'm now have to sleep alongside fellow murderers, literally. And then when I went in there as well, there was like this old Jamaican lady, and she goes to me, "Oh, where your family now?" As soon as she said, "Where your family now?" I literally started crying. Yeah, so then I went to the back of the dormitory to like sit down and stuff like that, just to gather my thoughts. Like, cause as you go through the dormitory, there's beds on each side, bunk beds on each side. So there's probably like a row of 8 bunk beds on each side. So it probably housed about, I don't know what 16 and 16 is. Anyway, housed that much. And then in the back of the actual dorm, right at the back, there's a big communal space, but a lifer, someone who's there for life, was made the back communal space their own room. So that was their space, so to speak. Also at the back of the dorm as well, before you get to that main communal area, we have showers. So there's 2 showers and there's 2 toilets. They're concrete, and we are responsible for cleaning it. Okay, we're responsible for cleaning the dorms, cleaning the bathroom, cleaning the toilets. Yeah, so here I go. The last thing I touched on was the fact that we were responsible for cleaning everything in the dorms that we stayed in, right? We also had to clean the floors. So if anyone's ever been to Jamaica or the Caribbean islands before, a lot of times they have this red floor, and you have to polish it. Okay, so you have to use a dye, and then you have to polish the floor on top. So we was also responsible for doing that. We had to polish the whole dorm, the bathroom, and our bedsides. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit of bougie at first, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, like I don't know how to do this. Yeah, so I started giving my money. I started paying people tuck shop tickets. Okay, so we didn't have road money inside the prison. We had to exchange our road money for a tuck shop book, which we could use in the tuck shop and buy, like, you know, treats and food and stuff like that. So I used to give $100 worth of my tuck shop tickets for someone to clean for me. Okay, I only done that for a short amount of time before I clued up, and I was like, you know what, it's not this hard, I can do it myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I can use the money for other things. All right. And in the comments as well, I noticed that there's a lot of people in Fort Augustus prison, correctional center in Jamaica at different times. So you must have met Shelly Ann. Okay, Shelly Ann, she was a Jamaican woman. She was quite quirky. However, I used to give her my money to clean, right? Anyways, when I stopped doing that, she was mad. It was like, okay, I stopped her bag, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you were stopping my bag, because it was only my nan that was who was coming to give me the money. Okay, my mum was a single parent, so it was my mum who was sending money to my nan, and my sister Sade at the time, who was sick, R.I.P., bless her soul. Her as well. And then I had a best friend at the time who also sent some money, but apart from that, it was a struggle. So there was times when I didn't even have, you know, road money. I was living off the prison food itself, and the prison food was absolutely disgusting. Like, I don't know if I've even touched base on the prison food, but the prison food was absolutely nasty. You know, it was, some days we was eating turkey neck, some days we was eating liver. sometimes I was just eating bread. I didn't even eat the liver, so I was eating bread. Like, my diet was so bad in there. Also, as well, my experience in there was, it was hard because I was also bullied. Like, I got taken set on almost every single day, and not just by the Jamaican girls, but also by the British girls in there as well, because my chargie, the girl I went in with, who I've known since nursery, primary school, she completely turned on me, right? Like, she completely just switched on me, done a whole 360, and we didn't really speak. We didn't really speak at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she turned into a bitch. So I was literally by myself until I met another friend. Not a friend, I met another person in there. She was an English girl from East London, and it was just me and her, and we were just tight. And then I met a Jamaican girl. She was about a year younger than me. She could class as a juvenile, and me and her used to roll together as well. So it was just kind of like, we used to look after each other, you know, like share our foods and things like that. Like I said, I didn't really get much visits because my nan was quite old, and she lived on the other side of Jamaica. So for her to make that journey for like 2-3 hours a time, like, it was very difficult. So when she did make those visits, and she was bringing me, you know, the food and stuff that I wanted, the staples that I needed, like I said, at first I was giving away my stuff. Like, I was dumb. I was giving away my stuff. And to the point where I stopped doing that. And when I stopped doing that, that's when people started taking set on me, started bullying me and things like that. I wasn't even just getting bullied for that. I was getting bullied by the way I looked, because I was light skinned. I was getting bullied because I was gay. Like, it was just so many different factors why they would take set on me every single day. And I literally got into this state of depression where I kept going to the pharmacy in the prison and just asking them to give me this blue pill so I could sleep. And I swear, I was actually a zombie most of the time. I was so depressed. So then, with the help of like the other girl that I was in the jail with, the East London girl, we just took it upon ourselves, like, you know what, she wasn't getting visits at all. We was like, we're not getting visits, you know, we have to like kind of fend for ourselves and hustle. So we were hustling, you know what I'm saying? And also as well, we decided to get jobs in the prison as well. So that occupied my mind, made me wake up early, go and clean the prison, and then with the prison, you could go to the far end of the prison and see outside onto Hellshire Beach and kind of hear the sounds of, you know, normality and just civilization on the outside behind these walls. And that was really nice, and that started keeping me a bit sane. I also took up hairdressing as well as another kind of hobby or skill to do to kill time in there, just to keep my mind from not overthinking and missing home so much. But then once again, I was bullied in there as well. So I just lost motivation and I stopped going there. And I'd rather just be out in the morning when everyone's in their dorm locked up and I could just, you know, be free with I think there's about probably 8 of us like cleaning the prison. So yeah, it's like if I didn't have that, I would have completely like lost myself, or maybe even ended up taking my own life. Like, prison life, never nice. Like, bear in mind as well, our prison was on an island, like surrounded by water. Like, we had high walls where the guards would stand on top and patrol. And there was a time where the juveniles even jumped the wall, you know, and it even crossed my mind, like, I can't do this, you know. But I would say, like, I think someone in my comments wrote a life lesson. It was definitely a life experience, like 110% a life experience. It's really weird because I always said to myself, I would like to go back, not as a prisoner, but just to go and have a walk through there. I don't think no longer this prison exists. I think they closed it down. I'm not too sure when, but when I was trying to look for pictures, I saw that they had closed it down. And then now the prison is inside. So it's like you know, like how the prisons are in America where you're indoors. It's an indoor prison. Whereas Fort Augustus was predominantly an outdoor prison on an island. It sounds really nice, right? And you had like a rock where you could go on. We called it Freedom Rock. And you stand up on there and you can see the sea and the ocean. So that gave you some sanity as well, rather than being just enclosed and locked up in an enclosed prison behind walls, you know, which I did have to do and did have to experience for about a week when the prison got flooded because of the storm that they had. You know, they have the Caribbean storms.